big away matches for Ireland.
Yeah, huge games go a long way towards qualification, which is obviously the end goal, and obviously we want to qualify because we've got some games at the Aviva next summer. So we understand that these two games are maybe the most important games so far.
A lot of speculation about your position. Are you able to tell us where you've been training the last couple of days?
No. But I have been training, so we'll just see what happens.
You haven't trained?
I have been.
You have been training. Okay, well, let's make the leap. The fact that you might be at left back, is that something you'll be happy to do?
Yeah, of course. I've been totally comfortable playing in that position. I played 2 seasons there for Wolves, 1.5 seasons maybe it was. So yeah, it'll be nothing new to me. So if that is the case, then yeah, I'll enjoy it and grab the opportunity with both arms.
When did you actually last play left back?
Probably about 3 years ago. Probably before Nuno was the manager that season. Probably and at the start of that season, probably more than anything. So it has been a while, but I guess we're professional and I'll be able to adapt.
Is it very different? Right
yeah,
back?
It is different. I know some people might think sometimes it's just right back, left back, it's just go over the other side, but positionally and things like that, there are differences. But like I said, we're professionals and I'm a professional, so I should be able to be good enough to adapt pretty quickly.
Things have gone so well for you, obviously, for the Premier League. But has the last year been frustrating for you at international level?
Oh, of course, you want to play as many games as you can. You want to come into camp and train and be involved in the game. So it can be frustrating when you're not involved. But I guess that's kind of international football. There's a lot of good players around, and you kind of got to wait your time, which is what I've been doing.
Sean, talking of frustration, I suppose to miss the last set of matches was disappointing for you, and such a freak injury as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of those things. I've went to kick the ball in training, ricochet hit me straight in the eye. Got a bit of a fright actually. I was probably blind in one eye for about a week, and then obviously you're at home, and that's what I was told. I was told to just rest for about 2 weeks, and obviously you're sitting in the house and you think about all these free things happening and all sorts of things going through my head. But yeah, it was frustrating to miss out on those 2 games, but happy to be back involved now. Been doing well of late, obviously with Preston. We're sitting 3rd in the league. So it's two, obviously, as what Matt said, it's two big games for us this week, and we look forward to those.
We don't know what's going to happen at the moment with David McGoldrick, but if he doesn't play, do you feel that the number 9 jersey is up for grabs amongst you strikers?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Didsy, I think he's been our most consistent player since the gaffers came in. Obviously, got that big goal against Switzerland, and it's been obviously unfortunate to pick up an injury a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, he's touch and go for these 2 games, but obviously, there's me, Scotty, Colo, and Aaron Connolly coming in, so and obviously Callum Robinson. So there's big shoes to fill there, obviously, if he doesn't make it. But all of us have been doing well and scoring goals at club level, so we'll be hoping up to, pick up obviously that number 9 jersey.
And in terms of the way David McGoldrick plays, do you think you're a similar style of centre forward or different?
I would probably say that was probably slightly different. I like to be, peeling off the sides of the centre halves. Dizzy can do a bit of both. He can drop in and run in behind, and he's shown that in the past few games. But obviously, if I get the chance to impress the manager in training, or even step up for these few games, I'll be hoping up to step up to the level.
And just finally, you mentioned Preston's wonderful start to the season. You've sort of been on the fringes, haven't you, in recent years? Do you feel there's something a little bit different this year, possibly?
Yeah, it's my 3rd year now with Preston, and we've been thereabouts the last couple of seasons. First year we finished 7th. Last season we were there about 6 or 7 games towards the end of the season, and we tailed it off. But I'm really optimistic about this year. we've been very consistent. Obviously at home we haven't lost yet, and our away performances have stepped up a level. So so far so good, but it's early days yet. There's only about 11 games in, but we'll be obviously looking to continue our good form after the international break.
Hi lads. Matt, you just mentioned there that you haven't played left back in about 3 years. Is that a concern or a worry at all for yourself going into this game?
No, it's not. For me, I'm not concerned by that. Like I've mentioned, that I know that I'll be able to adapt to it, and if that is the case, then it shouldn't really be a problem, and I should be able to play just almost as well as I can on the other side.
Where do you see your role in this team going forward? Because Mick came out after the Gibraltar game and said, look, Doherty on the right midfield didn't work. It's not going to happen again. Do you think that you should have a starting place in this team?
No, I don't think anybody should be guaranteed to start. You have to obviously play well at club level. You have to come in. You have to train well, and it's international football, so it's going to be difficult to get a spot in the team. Obviously, everybody wants to play, but you got to respect the manager and whatever decision that he makes.
How would you assess your own form the last couple of months? I know it's been kind of stop-start.
I got injured in the first week pre-season, and then I came back right at the start of the season. But I was still injured really. My injury's kind of only just clearing up now, so I've been playing for a while, not at 100%, probably at like 60-70%. Which in the position that I play, I kind of need to be playing at 100%. So my form-wise, it's kind of been slow progress, and kind of the last couple of weeks when we played Watford and we played Besiktas away is kind of where I've started to really feel good again with my knee, and now I'm kind of almost at 100%. So there'll be no excuses in terms of my fitness or anything like that. I'm starting to feel really good again.
Have you chatted to Mick about potentially starting in midfield again since the Gibraltar game, when he said that it's not going to happen? Have you discussed your role in the team at all? No,
that's not been talked about again. After that game, we kind of had a little discussion that it didn't really work. So like we've not spoke about me playing there again. I don't think that's on the table.
Sean, it's been kind of stop-start for you two in a green jersey. When you look back in the last few games, do you feel that the game against Gibraltar was perhaps an opportunity missed for yourself, perhaps?
I don't feel it was an opportunity missed. Obviously, it was a frustrating game. Obviously, the conditions didn't help, but at the end of the day, I'm a professional footballer, and I back myself to do well and at least score a goal against, no disrespect to a team like, Gibraltar, but obviously the most important thing that day was the 3 points, and it could easily have been a banana skin, but obviously, personally, it was very frustrating. And even the game at home against Gibraltar, when I got a half an hour, obviously I felt that it was another frustrating game, another frustrating half an hour, but my form at that time at club level wasn't great. With Preston, I think last year was a very disappointing year for me. My goals tally wasn't great. Even my performances on the pitch weren't up to scratch. But I think this season now, I've been performing probably where I was when I was at my first year at Preston, or even coming towards Maine at Cork City, and I feel back to my best really. And obviously my performance at late with Preston, hopefully that can catch the manager's eye at Ireland, and hopefully I get another chance, I suppose.
Why do you think it was frustrating when you did play for Ireland earlier in the campaign? Was it the style of play? Was it the service perhaps, or was there anything else in particular?
What you mean, is it under Mick or?
Yeah, so far against the start against Gibraltar, and when you came on as a sub in the second game.
I don't know. It wasn't the style of play or anything. I think it was just on a personal level. Obviously, I think the surface in this room would be better than it was out in Gibraltar, and obviously the wind and stuff like that. But I can't be using that as an excuse. I'm in the team to create chances and score goals, and I didn't do that against Gibraltar. But if if in any way possible I have an opportunity to make an impact in these couple of games, I think I can, step up to the mark, because I think I'm in full flow of confidence at Preston. I know I've been playing off the left. I think I've only started one game up front, and that was the first game of the season, but been really enjoying it, playing off the left. And if that's playing off the left, playing up front, even playing in goal, I'll give 110%.
Got a nice bit of competition for places as well up top. Where do you see yourself in the pecking order there?
I think, as I mentioned, the strikers at the moment, all of us are scoring goals, playing well. Obviously, I feel like me, myself, and Aaron are, even seeing him in training, we're quite similar, quite similar size, stature, and the way we play. I know he's done brilliant so far this season at Brighton. We were actually watching the game against Tottenham in the change room right before our game against Barnsley, and the way he turned the Tottenham defenders inside, it was a joy to watch. And obviously Callum Robinson, Scotty, Collo, they're all doing well at the moment, so it's good to bring that competitive edge into training and wanting to do better in training against your teammates, so it's a good thing to have.
Matt, can I ask, do you see your versatility as an asset or a curse, in as much as that a manager can move you around it almost at will?
No, I feel like probably more of an asset than a curse, to be honest, because it just means if I can't get in the team in one position, I might be able to get it in the other, and you're still in the team, so that would be the most important thing. I can play a number of positions. I can play a centre back if I had to, or right back, right wing back, obviously, and left back. So yeah, like, it doesn't really matter where he picks you, as long as you're in the team, then you're happy. But no, I think it's more of a positive thing that I can play in multiple positions.
You've given yourselves a great platform as a team. Is this crunch point now this week or so?
Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, I think it's, like I said, probably go a long way towards qualification. So we need to really focus and concentrate on the next two games, and hopefully bring the form from previous games into these and get some points.
Sean, you've seen Devin McGoldrick and James Collins both open their accounts last month. Does that give you inspiration, and do you feel the pressure of that waiting for that first goal?
I don't feel the pressure at all, to be honest. Obviously it makes you want to obviously open your account and obviously make that dream come true and score for your country. But as I mentioned before, it's been frustrating, obviously not getting that first goal and performing well when given a chance. But obviously there'll be no better time to get it in these next two games, and hopefully I can get that chance.
Sean, have you spoken to Robbie Keane about that, and has he been giving you much coaching there in the setup?
Yeah, massively. I think I've been involved now in 3 international setups with Robbie, and even in training. For example, even yesterday after training, we stayed out for 15 minutes, and he was telling me obviously 80-90% of his goals are scored within the box, 1 touch, 2 touches, and that's something that I aspire to, and hopefully I can do better on. I've scored 3 goals this season. I know I'm playing off the left, but even just giving me tips here and there can only make me better.
You've set up 3 goals as well. Is that something else that you feel you're learning? Is that sometimes when the chance or the opportunity might be gone for you, but that you could be in a position to set up a teammate?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're playing off the left, you're there not to just score goals, but to help your teammates and make assists. And which I've done that in, I think it's 8 games that I've played this season. It's all been going well. Obviously, I think we're the top goal scorers in the championship this season, with probably the fewest chances created. But it's obviously I want to hit at least. I don't normally give myself goals at the start of the season, but I want to at least get 15 goals this season, and that's a marker I've set myself at the start of the season. And I think of 30 odd games left to reach that goal, and as I said there, it's been looking good so far.
Matt, I suppose maybe some people are looking from the perspective that it could be a weakness. We have a right back playing a left back, but how much of a weapon could it be that you could be a real threat to an opposition defence coming in off the left on your right foot and really causing some damage to their defence?
Yeah, like when I was in that position, that's what I used to love doing. I played there for like a year and a half, 2 years, and like during that time, I was saying to myself, maybe I enjoy it more than playing on the right hand side. Obviously, my mind changed once I went back to the right hand side and realised that that was better. But like going forward, I think my assists and goals were at Wolves at the time were still maybe one of the higher ones in the team. We're still up, and yeah, you can cut in, you can do many things. You can do long field passes. You can obviously shoot. You can play 1-2s around corners, and they always think you're going to go inside, which makes you able to go down the line as well. So yeah, look, going forward will be. I enjoy it going forward from the left hand side. It kind of opens the game up, and it would be something that I would like doing. Yeah.
And the thing is, if you do start at left back, you're going to have to very quickly build up a relationship with whoever it is playing ahead of you. How important is that in the training this week? Yeah,
look, and people playing beside me also. If I do play there, then yeah. But like I said, like we'll kind of we'll be able to do it. That won't be an issue. We'll be able to build up relationships pretty quickly, and I don't see that being a problem.
Hi Matt, just one question from me. You mentioned earlier about there are a lot of positional differences between switching from right to left. It's just not a matter of just swapping positions. Can you maybe explain those differences and challenges, maybe from a defensive point of view, a little bit clearer to people who don't understand, like me?
Just like I said, positionally, like if I'm on the right hand side, you just automatically kind of know where you're meant to be. If you're meant to be a little bit higher, if you're meant to be a little bit deeper. Going over to the left hand side, everything is just, it feels a little bit off. You might be too high at times. You might be too close to your centre back at times. Going forward, the only issue is really, there's no real issue. You just can kind of cut in and do what you want, and the same you can do it on the right hand side. It's just more defensively, I would say, and positionally might take a couple of minutes to get used to, but that's it. It shouldn't take any longer than that, and it shouldn't really cause too much of a problem.
Yeah, that you'll be playing alongside a left-sided centre back that you're probably not used to playing with. Is that a challenge as well in terms of settling into that position, or again, will it just be a few minutes of?
No, we don't play together that often in international football anyway. So like that shouldn't be a problem if that is the case. Good players all in the team, so we should be able to adapt.
Thanks, lads.
Lads, Alan Brown talked yesterday about the difficulty of actually breaking into the international team. Obviously, with the couple of injuries that there are in the squad this week, do you feel that once you get into the international team that you can then hold your positions for both of you? That question, do you feel like it's a position you can hold, or is it really a case of holding the position while the other players are injured?
Well, it's not easy to break into the international team, that's for sure. And I guess you never expected it to be, but no. Once you get in, you want to do the best that you can, and I guess if you do well enough, you might kind of hold your place, but that's not always the case. It could be a case of whoever plays, someone might come straight back in after. I don't know. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But when you do play, you got to make sure that you play well to give manager a choice to make.
Shawnee?
Yeah. Obviously what Matt said there, maintain your club level performances as well is obviously key. No, you don't have to just come into the international setup and do well and expect to play the next game. You need to obviously be doing well at club level, and it's obviously good going into training and having that competitive edge. You know, as I mentioned earlier, with maybe Digi, you know, touch and go. You want to impress the manager and catch his eye in training with glimpses, and obviously that's what I'll be looking to do in the next couple of days.
Just one final one, Matt. In terms of, you've talked a lot about, Stephen, about going attacking, getting forward. What about the Georgians attacking? You know, where are they dangerous? They obviously nearly scored a late one against Denmark. What do they look like?
We've actually not watched that much video of them yet, but I'm sure we will kind of in the next few days. But Georgia, they play some good stuff. Their home record is quite good. So like we know it's going to be extremely difficult game, especially in their ground. So I guess the next couple of days we'll kind of do a bit more homework on them and see what their strengths and weaknesses are, and try and exploit them.